out of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You are tuned in to Apartment 5B, hosted by your man, Kill. I got my squad with me, in effect, as always, starting off with my co-host, Porsche. What's going on, miss?
Not a whole lot, Kill. Good to be here.
Good to have you here. It's been a minute. I got my brother Nell trying to in New Orleans. What's going on, bro?
Oh, happy to be here, man. Always.
All right. No doubt. My brother JR, the R&B guru.
Oh, it's been a minute. Feels good to be back, man. For real.
All right, and we got my brother out of BK, Veg. What's good, bro?
Please enlarge Portia's face.
There we go. That's how we setting this show off. We got enlarged face. Y'all know me. Let's jump right into it. So this week's show comes from 2 weeks ago. Kendrick Lamar drops the new album, and then a week later, I saw this question on Twitter: are y'all still listening to Kendrick Lamar? And I was like, damn, like this where we at? Like, an album's been out a week and people are already like, damn, y'all still listening to that? Like, and it just made me think, and I replied to the boy like, well, how long should something stay in your rotation? Because obviously for you, a week is too long. So is it a day? Like, what is it? And it started this whole conversation that I wanted to bring in here on 5B. So we're going to be talking about your rotation. And the way I want to do it is for the young folk out there, I need y'all to Google this. For my old heads, y'all will understand. Back in the day when you got a 5 CD disc changer, and when those things dropped, it was like monumental. And that's another thing for us. I'll get to that later. So when it dropped, it was monumental because no longer did you just have to put one CD in and take it out and you could just put in your 5 favorite CDs at that time and you could just put them on. You could put them on shuffle. You could just have it go from when one CD would end, it would go to the next one. So you just always had your dopest rotation on tap. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you had 5, number one, right now, with 5 CDs, we're at the end of the year, what 5 CDs are you in your rotation right now? What are you listening to? We're going to have just a long conversation just based off of how we listen to music, how we intake it, how long does something stay in your rotation and everything like that. And then we're going to end the show with, you're on a deserted island, you get to take 5 CDs with you to stay in your rotation. What is that going to be? And since that's at the end, Neltron had asked me, but I forgot in text everybody, you could do hip hop and R&B. So you can have 2 different lists if you want. So we'll go to that last so people have a chance to put together some joins if they want to do it that way. But one of the things I was thinking too, y'all, I think one of the amazing things about our generation is we live through seeing technology advance. And what I mean by that is I remember just having one tape deck, and I will never forget the feeling when my man Cool DJ Frank, it was probably 86 or 87, and he got the dual tape deck. And it was like the greatest shit ever. It was like, yo, are you telling me we can dub stuff? Like we can, like, it was like, yo, this is amazing to us. And then it's like, then the CD player came out. And it was like, I remember working at Foot Locker and my man Marv getting the CD. And my manager, Ray, like being like, yo, you heard you could just throw these things around. It don't even matter. It won't scratch. You could just skip through songs. You don't have to fast forward and wait for it anymore. It was like, yo, this is amazing. And then we got the 5 CD disc changer and everything like that. And I wonder, does this new generation, since we've gotten phones, is there anything new? Like, is anything new going to come out anymore? Like those things used to really I can remember each one of those times, and it's just like, oh shit, this is incredible. And I just don't think this new generation will ever have that oh shit moment, because what else are we gonna get? You don't need, what you got, man?
Well, it's gonna be digital, but the advancements in audio are more so like stuff like spatial audio. It's
Okay.
it's around you. Like if you're watching a movie and you turn your head, it's almost as if the thing that's over there in the movie is, you can hear it. It's like 3D audio. And obviously high quality audio, but it's the spatial audio is like the new thing. It's just most people don't notice it because they just like, yeah, just turn it on. So.
Right. Now, do y'all think we're gonna get any like new machinery? Like, do we think anything is gonna be invented that's gonna make people like, oh shit, I can now do? Or are we just at that point of we at that point?
It's gonna have those. What is it? Bliss. You're gonna put that freaking goggle on, and the artist is gonna be performing a concert in front of you. That's what's gonna happen.
I can see that happening. I can see that. I can see that coming too. I can definitely see that coming too, man. I just think, man, it's just something, man. I swear we just grew up in the perfect era. Like I know I say that all the time, but I mean we had the original Jordan, we had the original fashion, like all those things that this generation is still holding on to. We were there, in the beginnings for it, so just nostalgia to me, because I was just like, damn, I remember getting a 5 CD disc changer and it just being like, yo, this is the most amazing thing. And then when people got them in their cars, you know what I mean? You had to pop the trunk and put the CDs in the trunk and everything like that. It was like, yo, I don't even gotta do that no more. So we're gonna be talking about the rotation. So Porsche, right now, what 5 albums are you banging and why? What do you love about it?
So the 5 albums that I have in rotation. I mean, I have a lot of albums in rotation. I was telling Kill, but they're not necessarily from this year. I've got kind of stuff from the 90s. I've got stuff from this year. I've got stuff from a few years ago. But so my 5 are Blues, Love the Omnious World. Stillmatic is my number 2. 7 Day Beloved Theory by Amir. Glory by Tracy Lee, and It Was Written by Nas. Those are my 5.
Now break down each one. So what is it about that blue one that just
so
that's in your rotation?
So it's the album actually that's right behind me. This Blue does a very good job, at least in recent releases, of making me or listeners, at least this is applicable to me, it makes me really, really like teleport into LA. I really feel a lot of LA coming from him, and I love that because I haven't been out to LA in a few years, really, since before. The last time I was in LA was before the pandemic, and I miss LA so much, and I love knowing that if I miss LA and I listen to Blues albums, it kind of transports me there, and I can almost like, and I said this about his album that he dropped a few years ago, Long Red Hot Los Angeles Summer Night, or that album. It's the same thing with this, not to the same degree, but I love the features, the beats, like he's connecting back with Exile, and like those two together are truly remarkable. And Exile gets Blue gets Exile. They mesh so well together. And this album, from the beginning to the end, is just this journey of LA, and it feels like LA. And Crooked Eye and Corrupt are featured on there. And, like, it just is so perfectly West Coast for me that I just get wrapped up in it. Like, I love this album. This is one of my favorite albums of this year. And this isn't the only album Blue dropped, but it really is the best one that he dropped this year. So, yeah. So that's that one. Stillmatic. Man, listen, like, just every time I put on Stillmatic, I love the intro. I love that intro. And then the second track is Ether. Like, come on. Every time I just start laughing, I listen to Stillmatic on Jay's birthday. That's what I do. I listen to it. Rule is, it might be the only person in the world, every time I post this, people are like, I love that song, but I don't ever hear anyone talking about it outside of that. Rule is one of my favorite Nas songs ever. I love the Tears for Fears cover that they sampled. Anne-Marie is on there. Like, I just love everything about it. The whole friggin' album from start to finish, 0 skips for me. I absolutely love it. So that kind of never leaves my rotation ever. And then 7 Day Beloved Theory by Amir. Again, like Amir, one of my current top 5 favorite rappers right now. This album is extremely concise. It's like short. It's short enough, but it's like a actual album. So you really just get quotables from Amir all the time, and the production on there is great. And really, it's the conciseness of the album that I like. The sequencing, like, it's just so dope. Favorite track on that album is oh, for God's sakes, it just slipped my mind. Deacon Jones. Deacon Jones is my favorite.
Deacon Jones is a banger.
It's so good. Like, it's just, everything about it is just, Amir is just a very sort of intelligent rapper, and it comes through in his music and lyrics. So I really appreciate that. And then Glory. Tracy Lee's Glory album, man, listen, like when that album dropped, it was, I said it at the time, and it's the same thing 4 years later. Like, he dropped this when the pandemic was going on. It is a time capsule of the pandemic. It's what we all experienced together. It was all of the things. So not only the virus, but the violence and the issues that were going on with, riots and protests and things like that. And Trey did such a good job of capturing that period of time. And because it's still recent memory and history, I think it carries over really well too. So I listened to that and I'm like, damn, we really went through it. Like, we really all went through the weirdest year ever, like, if not 2 years. And I love that Trey did that. I don't think any other rapper did, and if they did, they didn't do it as well. Sequencing, again, is immaculate. The lyrics, the snippets that he used from, like, the protests and all of it is just really, truly a reflection of our experience of the pandemic. And then It Was Written, my favorite Nas album of all time. So, yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. It's got the message on it. My favorite quotable in all of music history is in there. So again, never leaves the rotation. Those are my 5.
Now here's the wild part. You got 2 Nas joints, but you ain't got no Biggie in there, man.
No, that's why I said there's like 50 albums in rotation.
Okay. All right.
You told me to pick 5. I didn't want to be predictable.
I'm just saying, big in the background, feeling some kind of way.
Let's wait till we talk about the deserted island part, because I got.
All right, I'm about to say, Big feel some kind of way. You done said Nas twice. You know what I mean?
Know.
So, but that's it. All right, for me, all my joints are recent. Freddie Gibbs, You Only Die Once. I love Freddie Gibbs. Maybe my favorite MC. Like, every time, I just feel like he makes great albums. Like, I feel like a lot of what people make nowadays, they just put a whole bunch of music together and call it an album. I just feel like his albums are so dope. Y'all know me. I hate interludes. I love Freddie's interludes. Like, they just go perfect with, from starting Soul separately onto this joint. Freddie is one of those MCs. His albums stay in my rotation so long because I want to rap along with him. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want to learn the words. I want to be able to rap along with it. So that's one. Freeway and Jake won the Stimulus Package too, man. I will not hold you. The first time I heard it, I wasn't blown away. But the more that I just listened to it, I just fell in love with this album. Like, I love it. I love Free, the topics, everything he's talking about. Jake won, killed the beats. Benny and 38 Special, stabbed and shot. I know a lot of people don't like Special. I get it. His voice, you may not like the voice or whatever. Yo, his quotables, bro, like, I can get, they're just stupid to me. Like, and that's my thing. I love a hip hop quotable. I love something where it's just like he said, what? So we shot him and we shot him again. Like, we rehearsing. Like, he just, I don't know who sold more birds, me or Churches. Like, he says it in such a way that it's just like he's talking to you, not rapping to you. So I love that. Leon Thomas, this is a boy, R&B boy that Naomi put me on to, his album Mud. I love it. Crazy JR, I take it by you nodding your head. You rock with Leon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Leon is dope. And topping me off with number 5, I gotta go with Kendrick Lamar. It's GNX, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I did not like the album at first. Yo, me and Naomi was like, yo, what is this? And like, but here's the thing. Y'all know my Pimple Butterfly story. Me and that was like, yo, we don't like this album. This album's trash. And then 48 hours later, we was like, yo, I kind of like it. He's like, yeah, I kind of like it too. So Kendrick, I never thought, yo, I don't know what happened. That song Luther went from, yo, how the fuck you just gonna loop If This World Was Mine to I play this shit 50 times a day. I don't know what happened, but I love this fucking album now. I have no idea how he does it to me every time, but I love this album. So that's my rotation. Neltron, what are 5 albums that you banging right now, man?
Jamiroquai, their second album, Space Cowboy. That was the first song I saw from a UK group. So we was familiar with Soul to Soul, Loose Ends, and Still Pulse, and then they had this group, and I'm like, yo, this sounds like us. You know what I mean? So that album really affected me. My second one is Miles and Quincy Live at the Montreux. So this was the first album. This was my first CD I bought. So I'm 13 years old. I'm into jazz. My dad's playing jazz, and this is the first album I think Miles and Quincy worked on together for a long time. So that's my second one.
Bro, that's kind of big for that to be your first CD.
Yeah,
bro, like that's saying a lot.
Yeah, because the parent advisory, I couldn't buy hip hop like that at 13. So I was like, let me go get some jazz. My third one is like Water for Chocolate by Common. That album sonically to me is Common's greatest album sonically. Dilla's in there, Roy Hargrove, rest in peace. It was a thick album, man, and yeah, that album gets heavy rotation. My fourth is Lucky Day. Shout out to JR and my brother Sin. It's called Algorithm. I didn't know the cat was from New Orleans, and he was like, yo, this dude is from your crib. I'm like, all right, let me give it a listen. So when I look up my Apple most played album, Lucky Day Algorithm is number 1 as far as R&B, and I got a chance to see the dude down here in August, and he's 30 something, so he has that star power. But that was my fourth one. My fifth one is Supreme Clientele, my favorite Ghost album. The Woodrow skit is one of the funniest skits. I think that was Ghost's zenith. His rhyming was crazy. The production was crazy. So yeah, that's my fifth one.
Like Water for Chocolate, where does that rank in your Common discography? Like, where do you see? I know you said sonically, but just as flat out albums, where is Like Water for Chocolate at for you?
Like Water for Chocolate probably is number 2 after One Day It All Makes Sense, because I think Common was rhyming at a high level on One Day. The storytelling, what's the three joints? When somebody robs his crib,
moments, yeah.
The features with Erica, Cannabis was killing it. The different Doug Inf on production, Why Not, No ID. So yeah, Like Water for Chocolate is probably going to be my number 2.
I concur that One Day, man. Like you said, that's elite rhyming level. And what I loved is he wasn't ducking nobody. To get on a track with Cannabis at that time,
yeah, that was dangerous.
Yeah, it was dangerous because you could get smoked on your own track. And I love the fact that he did that. JR, what about you? What you got up?
Some of mine are new. Most of mine are new. I'm gonna start with one, Maida. She's a R&B artist, and she worked with K Tronado on this record. It's called Endless Night, and you look on my Spotify list, all 5 of her songs is what I've been rocking to. It's real dope. K Tronado definitely gave her something to jam to and party with, so I've been rocking with that.
Yo, are you going to the K Tronado show out here this year?
I wanted to go, but I'm going home. Okay. I wanted to go bad, but I'm going home. So yeah, somebody else asked me too, but I was like, no, I'm going home. So I would have went. Lucky Days Algorithm, that's number 2 for me. What him and D-Mile is probably the best R&B producer out right now. Anybody he works with, he blesses them. And him and Lucky Days since 2018 have been doing the damn thing. Like, it's gotten better, except Candy Drip. I'm not a big fan of it.
And the boy's name is D-Mob?
No, you the one that produces the stuff? Yeah, D-Mob.
Okay.
He came under Rodney Jerkins.
Okay.
So he's been killing it. Like, he's been doing everything for Victoria Monet, Lucky Day. He did the Silk Sonic joint. He did he's worked with everybody. So he's like the R&B cat right now. But what he did with Algorithm, that thing is amazing. The next one is an episode I did with me and Elise did with Vegas, Drew Hill's debut. I can't get out of my thing since we watched the episode. So I've been rocking to that joint since. Hell, when I picked up Neltron from the airport, I had it playing in the car. So it was like, I can't stop playing this album, yo. Like, this joint is sick. The next one, October London's October Nights. I'm loving this record. I want more people to get on it. Like, when we was talking about October London with his last album, The Rebirth of Marvin, I remember you asked the question, like, is it going to be hard for people to kind of get him out of that Marvin clone-ish type of thing? And when he got with this album, he did the damn thing with it. Like, you got maybe 2 or 3 songs that's still giving you that flavor, but October London did it on this to me.
And that's from this year?
Yes, it came out this year. Okay. And the last one, I'm still rocking to Beyonce's Renaissance. I'm still playing the joint. I haven't stopped playing it since she brought it out on my birthday on the what was it, 2 years ago? I'm still rocking to it. So
God, that album is 2 years old?
2 years old. Came out July 29, 2022.
Time be flying, bro.
So those are the 5 that I've been rocking to. That will be in my 5 disc CD changer right now.
All right, Vague, what about you, man?
All right, the first one I got up, Kendrick, GNX. Probably 2 songs I skip on there, but beyond that, the more I listen to it, the more I like it. And it's tough to do that with a lot of albums because there's a lot of good albums that drop. But again, the more I play it, the more I like it, the more you learn the lyrics, like you were saying with Freddie Gibbs. So it's a dope album, and I like West Coast hip hop. I like the fact that he leaned way into new West Coast sound, because for me that kind of opened me up to other artists that had that new sound that maybe I wasn't checking for. But yeah, it's a pretty dope album. Another one I'd have in my CD changer is Pete Rock and CeeLo Smooth, The Main Ingredient. Ask me why. One day I was just like, press play again. And I just keep listening to it. I love that album. For me, that album is like how people do with Low End Theory and Midnight Marauders. Like, I'm more of a Low End Theory guy. I still love Midnight Marauders, but I feel like Low End Theory is the album. But this, I feel like The Main Ingredient's the album. I love Mecca and the Soul Brother, but there's something like they turned it up a bit on this one with the production, with the rhyme. Like, when I was listening the other day, I was like, yo, I don't think there's a whack song on here. And I didn't think about that back in the day. But, just reminiscing. So I just been playing it. It's just a perfect album to ride to clean up your house, Sunday before football, rock it, whatever. Another one I have in my CD changer that's new, Sky Zoo's Keep Me Company. This is I love this album because it just feels good. You know what I'm saying? The beats, it kind of reminds me of how Common and Pete's album has a certain vibe to it. Right. That once that first song Dreamin' hits, you kind of locked into that mode and the soulfulness of the beats, of the lyrics. So it's the same thing with this Sky Zoo joint. And he got this one song. I don't know if you heard it, Kill, but I don't know why nobody never made this song. But it's like a love song or whatever. But it's called I think it's called Record Store Day. And he's talking to this girl he liked, who he found out she liked digging for records like him in the record store. And it's all about, buying vinyl and your collection, but it's also like a love story. And I was like, wow, nobody ever thought to make this record.
And it's the new Sky album?
Yeah, this is on the new joint.
I haven't even tapped in yet.
Also he got Chuck D on there doing the hook, and the hook is like perfect Chuck D, but He don't sound out of place. It is a really good album, and Sky Zoo typically has good albums, but sometimes for me, he has albums that are okay, and then he might have a great one, and I think this might be one of his better albums. Also, my CD changer, a little bit of jazz. Roy Hargrove, Grand Terre, or whatever it's called. It's a live album that was like repurposed and released this year. Roy Hargrove, rest in peace. It's probably my favorite of the new jazz cats because he's like the Allen Iverson of jazz. Like everybody wears suits, get up on stage, but he'd have Jordans on, shit like that, and then everybody kind of followed him. But it's just a dope album to just like press play and let it rock. You invite company over and you had that shit playing. They like, damn, your house is comfortable. Like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's playing.
And what's the name of that joint again?
I think it's like Grande.
Grande. All right.
Terre.
Yo, Vay, have you seen the documentary they just put out?
I saw it a couple years ago when
when he's overseas.
Yeah, when they premiered it at or they did a screening at Bryant Park in Manhattan, like outside and all of that. So I went to see it, and it was good, but there was a lot of controversy behind the scenes. So spoiler.
And it's all about Roy Hargrove. It's a documentary.
He's in it too. Yeah.
Okay.
And they got people like Robert Glasper and everybody talking about his influence. So.
And what's the name of this joint?
What's the name of it?
I think it's just Roy Hargrove. If you type in Roy Hargrove documentary, it'll pull up on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bet.
Yeah, you dig it because it's some of the history that's there that some of us know kind of plays into the legend of Roy Hargrove.
And how did he pass away again?
You said when?
No, how? Do y'all remember how he passed? Like was
kidneys.
Yeah, he had a kidney disease issue. You could kind of see it in the documentary.
Yeah,
you can see it. The last joint in my CD changer, Prince, Dirty Mind.
Wow.
Very close to being my favorite. Prince
Wow.
I could just let that joint rock. Because the favorites I love, obviously, the ones we all know. But something about that album is just raw. It's rugged. It's like Prince not giving a fuck. Like, it's dope. So like lately, because me and my brother were talking about it, and I told him, I was like, that's kind of my favorite album on the low. And then I just been on a tear listening to it like any chance I could get. So that's my five.
Nice. All right, that's dope. All right, now let me ask this: do you like the amount of music that drops nowadays? Because I feel like back in the day, for me at least, I'll speak for myself, the rotation could only get but so big because only but so much music came out. You know what I mean? So I'm just throwing numbers out there. Let's say we got 60 albums a year in 1990, like good hip hop albums. You may get 60 albums in a month now. You know what I mean? And I'm not even trying to exaggerate. You really could get 60 albums in a month. Now, if they all good, that's to be determined. But that's how much music that drops nowadays. So, Porch, do you like the amount of music that drops nowadays?
It's a funny question to ask because my current top 5 favorite MCs, which I tweet about all the time and I talk about all the time, they do a very, very good job of dropping music. And I don't think they drop too much music. So as a fan of them, and 5 is a good number to have, that I like, their stuff, because at any given time, there's something to listen to and live with. So for me, I don't kind of bother myself with all of the stuff that's dropping because I'm very I've curated myself to seek out the people. Like I can choose who I, want to pay attention to. And for me, obviously, I prioritize my favorite MCs, and they're giving me just enough to get me through the year. And every year, like I know, Kill, we're going to do a show about 2024, and you're going to be like, how many mics did you give it? And I'm going to be like, 5. Why? Because Blue's album is in my rotation, because he dropped a couple albums this year, one of which is one of my favorites. I've got Amir dropped an album, like, you know, Ransom dropped, RJ Payne dropped. Like, these people are keeping me happy as a fan. Do I think in general a lot of music is being dropped? Yes, absolutely. It's overwhelming. And that's why because like you said, Kill, back in the 90s, I could love everybody and I could go after everybody's albums because they were only giving me X number. There was only so much that your catalog could be before you didn't have anything. Nothing else was going to drop for the year. Now, over the years, I mean, with independent artists dropping things independently and streaming and, you know, Bandcamp and things like that, it's become overwhelming, and I've become sort of trained as a fan to kind of pick and choose, and that's how I sort of got to this point, you know, like I wasn't always like this. I was always kind of everything, and then now I'm like, if you look at everything, you're gonna drown in it. You'll never be able to catch up or keep up, and then you're just gonna not want anything. So that's how it is for me. Yes. So to answer your question, for me personally, no, too much music isn't being dropped, but in general, yes, too much music is being dropped.
So for you, too much music doesn't affect your rotation.
Right.
Okay.
Because I'm seeking out my MC.
Just your faves. Like,
right. And those are my priority. If nobody in my 5 is dropping, then I'll go to the other, you know, I'll go out. So I'm kind of like, if you look at it like a target board, like the targets are my 5, and then I go out into the rings to see others when I can. So, yeah.
Okay. And keep in mind, y'all, this is like the discussion part. So if y'all want to join in, or if y'all want to do whatever. Now, of course, let me ask you this, because one of the problems that I know I have, Ransom. I love Ransom. Love him to death. I think he's one of the top 5 dopest MCs walking the planet Earth.
Yes.
I just feel like he drops too much music for me. And after a while, it just all blurs in together. Like, I like being able to miss something. You know, like, how many albums did Ransom drop this year? Maybe like 3.
Right. I think
I don't want 3 albums a year. Like, and that sounds crazy, because in 1994, if you would have told me Kill, Group Home is going to drop, or Gangstar is going to drop 3 albums in a year, I would have probably been jumping out the window for it. But I feel like it's like, I wouldn't have known. Like, there was a time when I was like, man, I just wish hip hop could be on the radio all day. And then we got, well, maybe not hip hop, but rap on the radio all day. Now I hate this shit. You know, I'm like, I wish we could go back to when we only had it on midnight, you know, from midnight to 5 a.m. or you can only hear it on a Thursday night. So for me, it's almost just like, it's like with Conway. Like, y'all know, I mean, we got the receipt. Griselda was like it for me. I was the biggest Griselda fan in the world, but it was just like, yo, this dude's dropped 6 albums in a year. Like, that, it's too much. Like, I love Chipotle. My friends make fun of me because I eat Chipotle every Monday. I could probably eat Chipotle every day of my life. I fucking love Chipotle. But after a while, I could get sick of it. Like, so even though I love it, it's like, okay, let me just eat it once a week, because I could literally eat Chipotle every day. So I don't know if that's a good analogy, but it's just kind of like, I don't want it. I don't want what I love every day. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And again, that's just me. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. If you know, somebody else may be like, nah, I want Ransom to drop 8 albums a year. Like, yeah, you know.
So Ran dropped 2 albums and a single this year. He dropped Lavish Misery and Chaos Is My Ladder 2 and a single. That
didn't he just drop some shit that we had to buy off the Even Network, or that was one of the...
It's more like 4, because there's a joint with Conway, there's Lavish Misery.
Right.
There was an EP.
I forgot. You're right.
Yeah, there was an EP like with a red cover, and then there's the one that was on even.com. That came out. I think that was the last thing that came out.
Here's the thing, like, again, with Ran, like, just having, like, I don't know even.com. I didn't go there. So, like, yes, some of my faves are going to slip through the cracks, obviously, because they're choosing to drop on platforms that are not readily available. That's cool, because I still have 2 albums that I can have access to. So again, I think it depends. If you're Yeah, I think it depends. And I like that you brought that up, Kill, because you're right. Like for someone like you, who obviously keeps a finger on the pulse of all of these different platforms and artists and how they're dropping, where they're dropping, yeah, I can see that it would be overwhelming for you.
Right, but you don't mind it. Like if Ransom dropped the album every month, you're fine with that.
I mean, every month, I feel like artists can cannibalize themselves. I do think that that's a real thing. But so far, my favorite artists haven't done it, except for RJ Payne drops singles all the time, to the point where I've like looked at the single. They're all Lucy's, so I listen to them because they're never going to appear on a full length album. But then I'm like, RJ, like my guy, like you couldn't just wait and just compile this into one album and just drop the album. Like it's always a single, like every month. But I also like that because you're only getting one song, so you're looking forward to the next. So yeah, I do think cannibalizing yourself is a real thing. So I wouldn't want my faves to drop one album a month, but what they're giving me at this point, I love.
Right, that's dope. That's dope. And I think for me, it's kind of like I've seen people who were my faves kind of not become my faves because a lot of times they only have one style.
Right.
So it's like, I like the fact that DOS Effects dropped the Iggy style, they dropped Dead Serious, and then we probably went a year or 2 years, you know, until we got the second album. But it's like, I love Ransom to death, but he rhymes one way.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he had like 5 different styles, and it's like, hey, this album is the Diddy style, not the Diddy. I apologize. This album is the whatever style, and then this album is the B style, and the C album this is my style. But it's like Conway. Conway raps the same way every single time. So it's like and again, it's just my personality. Give me some time to miss you. Give me some time to be like, damn. When am I gonna hear Conway again? You know what I mean? Like give me a break. And it's weird because you know how we were with RJ Payne. You know what I mean? Even before I produced that track for him, it was like, yo, RJ Payne rhymes like that one way, and it just, I hear too much of it, and it's kind of just like, I'm kind of good. It's like Vague when Spike Lee used to do that panning effect where he would just, you be sitting in the chair and you just, by like the 20th, I was like, all right, Spike, we got it. We stopped doing that shit, man. Like, stop. It's whack now. Shit was cute back with Malcolm X and Jungle Fever. Nigga, it's 2025. Stop doing that. Like, but then there's somebody else who's like, nah, that's the Spike Lee. That's what he does. Like, I look forward to that in every movie. So again, I don't, for anybody watching, to me, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just your personality. But I have seen a lot of my favorite MCs, me lose interest just because it's like, y'all never give me a chance to miss y'all. And I feel like I need that. I need a chance to be like, damn, when Common gonna drop something new? Or like, damn, when you know, when is Monch gonna drop something new? Now I'm not saying go Monch. That's like all the way off the deep end where you waiting 10 years for a new album. But I need to kind of wait for it. Vague, what about you? Like, do you like, and hold on, one more example. I was gonna say, because I was thinking about this. I remember when Netflix only had like out House of Cards. And I remember Netflix only had a couple of Netflix series. They were done very well, you know, and I really liked the fact that it was like, okay, boom, that's a Netflix series. Oh, I'm watching that. Now I go on Netflix and I feel like it's like they got a million series and now they're buying series. And it's like, it's just to me, it's overwhelming. And this is really a personality thing because it's even with my phone. I'm one of those people that I like to have my text at like literally nothing. I look at Naomi's phone, it'll be like 538 texts. I'm like, stop, please clear that shit up. Like, I can't. That shit is overwhelming to me. I cannot look at my phone and see 523 texts. Please clear that shit up. You know, or even people on their screen with their laptops, they'll have all these folders on their desktop. I'm like, yo, what? Dog, I can't even see the picture. Like, clean this shit up. Like, so again, it goes back to your differences. But I just like Netflix when it was like, they only dropped every now and then. It was like, oh, I know this is gonna be good, versus you dropping all the time. And the problem is all the albums that they drop aren't classics. And I think that bothers me because I'm like, RJ Payne, you have the talent to make a classic every time. Maybe if you only did one album a year, but because you're making 453 songs a year, you're not taking the time to then, how we always talk about curating our timeline. Nigga, can you curate your music? So instead of dropping 453 songs, how about you just pick the best fucking 14 and give that to us? You know, same thing with Ransom. Like, love it to death, bars to death, so many quotables, but it's just too much for me. But Veg, what about you? Do you like for people to drop it, or how are you with your text group? Are you okay with 530 text on the screen? Are you like,
no. Do not text me that much. I will not read them shits. That's when my old man kick in. Like, nah. What you say? Pick up the phone, nigga. I'm not reading it. But I'm definitely not typing that much back. But I guess for me, it's more like a gift and a curse, because as a music fan, I kind of love it, right? Like, you know, that if there's nothing from hip hop, I could go to R&B and this is new, or I could go to jazz and this is new. So there's always something to pick. But with hip hop in particular, because they're probably the only ones that do what we're talking about, I don't think I like it, because it becomes a bigger competition, especially when I'm doing like these best of the years, where it's sort of like, there's a lot of stuff that's good, but I gotta file it down to the bets, and you kind of feel like, damn, that LL joint was growing on me, but is it better than all these hundreds of millions of other albums that dropped?
Right.
So, like with Ransom, like I'm a big Ransom fan, and I was rocking Lavish Misery like for a minute, and I was excited when he had a new EP, but then I was a little disappointed because I think it was like 3 songs or whatever. Then once he dropped with Conway, I was listening and I was like, I don't think I'm paying attention to them. Like, it's just this redundant flow, monotone, taking turns. I catch a couple bars here and there, but nothing significant pops out at me to be like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But Snoop and Dr. Dre drop out of the blue and I'm losing my mind, because it's like a breath of fresh air. Because when's the last time Snoop and Dr. Dre did an entire album together? You know what I'm saying? They've done songs over Snoop's career. So I'm with you. It's sort of like it's better to wait for somebody to drop something that's dope. That's why I don't mind if Nas and Primo skate to 2025, because it's like, just get it right. And, we already intrigued, so we're going to be hyped if the first song is hot. But yeah, it's just sad. And sometimes it don't work, because I'm going to tell you right now, Redman is 0 for 2 with me.
Yeah.
Like, easy. This is not Muddy Waters 2. This ain't even any of your albums. Go and get the E double. Take some more time to do it, because this ain't it.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, like, I'm excited because I'm like, new Redman, but then it's like, well, damn. Maybe he shouldn't be dropping shit all the time. Get some exercise in and then drop some heat. But I don't know. I don't necessarily care for it. So.
And it's funny because when Ransom put that he was dropping the EP, I almost feel like it's like being at a buffet, but instead of going up to get food, like if they just brought you the food, like, and I'm eating, and then here comes the waitress. Oh, here's some more mac and cheese. Like, nigga, chill. I haven't finished this mac and cheese yet. Like, before you put more on my plate, let me just keep. And Porsche, I love what you said. Listen to and live with. And I think that's the thing that's not happening. It's like when I go to a real nice steakhouse, I want to take my time and eat my steak and enjoy every bite of it. I wouldn't want somebody else. Okay, here's more mashed potatoes. Here's nigga. Let me just live. And I get it. This is how these people have to pay their bills. So again, nobody take this as like I'm dissing these niggas. I'm not. But it's kind of like Veg said, and I've told everybody at 50, there's a gift and curse with everything. I wish someone would have told this to me when I was 14. It's a gift and curse, because I get it. These rappers got to pay their bills. They're not on no labels. They're not doing no world tours. They don't have no back, and they're probably paying for things out of pocket. So for them to recoup and for them to pay their bills, like, I could hear a rapper being on here right now, like, nigga, you gonna pay my shit? Well, then I gotta drop another album. So it just is what it is, So again, it's like just being in this independent world, that's what you have to do. But it's just kind of like, I couldn't even get excited for the new Ransom, which is strange because I love Ransom, but it was like, dog, I'm not even finished with this album. You know, and I get it. I understand that I am the old man at the club. I am the Lone Ranger who is like, I like to sit down and enjoy my music. I like to sit down and enjoy the music. I want my goal. If I find an album I want, my goal is to be able to rap along with it. I am sure that there's probably nobody else in the world who even cares about being able to rap along with their favorite album. I want to be able to do that. Neltron, what about you, bro? Do you like the whole music coming out all the time? Like you just look up and here's another album, or do you want a break, or you the mindset of nah, give me everything, I'll take everything?
No, I'm of that age now, 46, and I'm from the old school. And today's music is like, I didn't even know. I heard about the Snoop and Drake dropping. I didn't know Ransom. Heard about the Freddie Gibbs. It's just when you're standing on the subway and the subway's just going by like that. That's how the music is coming out, like, and I'm just like, whoa, slow down. And I'm thinking about the year '96, right? So we got The Score, Ghost, Philadelphia. In that whole year, I got to sit with each album for at least a month or two. So I can't really do that. The only albums I really sat with this year was the Common and Pete joint, the Lucky Day, and the Layla Hathaway Banter Black. And it's overwhelming, man. I don't like to be overwhelmed with music. I don't like to be overwhelmed with anything. I'm just like, like you said, I'm going to sit down, have my salad, I'm gonna have my soup, I'm enjoying my steak one piece at a time. It's just, I don't want to rush. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot, and I think it's due to the fact that we live in a fast-paced society now. Everything is like, somebody wants to hurry up and get on Twitter and be like, I listened to the new Kendrick and it's a classic, or I listened to the new Sky Zoo and it's a classic, instead of just sitting with it and be like, yo. So everybody wants to be first to say, I'll listen to it first, and I don't like that. So yeah, I'm with you, Big and Porsche, man. I need shit to just pump your brakes. Let me listen. Like when Veg listened to, he does a 3-album listen. The first initial, then the second you're hearing the production, and the third one you're hearing the lyrics, and then you could just keep listening to it. You know, but now they don't give us time to listen. It's like, on to the next one. Let's move on. So that's my stance.
One of my Twitter followers, I wish I could find him real quick. I'm gonna look for him because I love to give shouts when I can. He was saying it seems like the bulk of people now, we're more concerned about critiquing the music than listening to the music.
I was just
right.
You know, we're so quick. We like you just said, I want to be first. I'll never forget. We're gonna do a little thing like this, but I think Rick Ross, Raphael Sadiq, Rhapsody, and somebody else all dropped on the same day, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go Raphael Sadiq first, and I'm gonna give it 2 weeks. And then somebody was like, you ain't gonna listen to this rap? Well, by the time you listen to it, and they was like, well, who you gonna listen to next? I was like, well, after that 2 weeks, I'll listen to Rick Ross. They was like, well, damn, you ain't gonna listen to Rhapsody for a month? I mean, by the time you listen to it, you ain't even gonna be able to tweet about it. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about tweeting about it. You know what I mean? Yes, I love having the great conversations with my Twitter folk, but that can't be what dictates how I listen to music. You know what I mean? And for a minute, I thought about, like, damn, you know, I'm not even going to be able to get in on the conversations. But it was like, I was writing for this magazine, Couch Sessions, years ago, probably 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And they would just be sending me shit. All right, Kill, here's the album, review it. Like, you got 48 hours to review it. And I'd be like, all right, listen to it. I gotta hurry up, write something. Okay, here's another album. I hurry up. I was like, yo, stop. I can't do this. Like, I'm not enjoying the music because you're making me listen to it. You're making me come up with a review basically off of 1 and 2 listens, you know, that's going to be printed and documented forever. You know what I mean? And I'm not enjoying this. You know what I mean? And it was like, I don't want to do this. I mean, on top of that, y'all ain't paying me. So I really don't want to do this no more, you know, because it wasn't fun. And I think, I don't know if people are having fun anymore. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing that may be missing. I'm talking about from the artists. I don't know if these artists are having fun. I don't know if these artists really want to put out 5 albums in a year, but they got to do it to eat. And I don't know if the listener is having fun anymore listening to this shit because I got to keep up with everything that comes out. So when you look at the end of the day, it's anybody on any side of the court even fucking having fun with this music shit anymore. And that's the fucked up part. JR, what you think?
I mean, I agree with all you. And then with me, I'm the body of work type of person anyway. So once I get an album, I want to live with it. You know what I mean? And I think music has always came out, because I'm remembering the date of what was it? God, it was like October like 1998, and it was like Drew Hill came out, 112 came out, Faith came out, Total came out, all of them came out in one day. You know what I mean? And it was like, all right. And obviously music was very expensive back then, so it was like, all right, yo, I gotta get. And mind you, I wasn't buying it, my mother was buying it. So she like, I'm not getting you all of these, so you gotta get one. You know what I mean? And you gotta live with that one, and then hey, maybe in 2 weeks I'll get you another one. So I'm on that. I'm like, I gotta live with these albums for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and then I can go to something else, because I want to see what kind of artistic vibe they in. When you're bringing out an album, this is where you at. This is where artistically you're in, and I want to get there with you. You can't get that off of like the first listen. Can't get it off the second listen. You got to continue to live with. You be like, oh, this is where you at. All right, I'm in your mental now. I'm with you. Because you listen to it for a week, you'll be done. It's like, all right, you can, and that's why I don't like those type of reviews that people do either. Like you said, it's like people want to hurry up and critique an album and be like, all right, I was the first one to get online and tell y'all this joint is a classic. It's like, no, that's not how music is supposed to go. And your artists wouldn't even want that. They want you to live with it and kind of get your own thing with it, rather than going online and saying, oh my God, yo, this joint is a classic, yo, y'all need to check it out, and then you're on to the next. I can't do that. You know what I mean? That's why I don't even watch reviews like that when somebody has it. Or I don't even, and people will try to argue with you and tell you, well, I don't really want to call their name out, but these people do reviews and all that, and they be like, well, they did it off of one listen. No, they don't. They have gotten, you know what I'm saying? They got these albums like 3-4 weeks before we even got them. So they have listened to it and then reviewed it, and then it comes out. So I'm like, why can't we get back to that? And like y'all said, the music is so overwhelming now, because it's like, you got this person coming out on Bandcamp, you got this person coming out on SoundCloud, you got this person coming out there, and it's like, I can't. So for me, it's really hard. So for me, like, I'm like, Portia, if my fave is coming out, that's who I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? For the moment. And then I'll move on afterwards. And hey, if everybody is on to the latest album and I'm still back here, fuck it. That's what I'm going to do. Because I can't do that. I can't listen to an album and just sit there for one day and go on to the next one. Nah, I can't do that. It's not like it's a single. And then you got people bringing out albums, then an EP. Like, come on. Like, that's just too much. It's like, it's very overwhelming. So for me, I'm like, I'm with Porsche. My faves come out, I'm dealing with that first. And then after that, then I'll go down the line like that. That's why I only do current R&B bangers, because you're getting one song from this and you're getting 3 or 4 songs and that's it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm kind of with all y'all, though.
And I think it's too, like, I don't know if these people who are, again, gift and curse. You have a label, you have a whole team behind you. You have a marketing department, who God forbid should know how to market an album and promote it and all that. Now it's like, yo, you're your own entity, you're your own record label. You really don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean? And you're just probably trying to do what everybody else is doing. So, and it kills me because I see indie artists who I know aren't making no money trying to follow what Conway does. And I'm like, you can't follow what Conway does because Conway has a following. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of my peoples that came into some money and he was hanging out with this NBA player. And he went broke trying to hang out with this NBA player. Like, bro, your money can't last you like this NBA player. Like, it don't work like that, man. You know what I mean? You can't, and I think that's what it is. And I mean, I've had to tell some of my peers, like, yo, dog, just slow down. Like, yo, what you think about this song? Nigga, I ain't listened to the last song you just sent me. Like, dog, I'm trying to keep up, y'all, and I always say if it could get into my rotation, the shouts to Cal Spence, he had this song. You remember Club Visions, Vague? Mm-hmm. When he kind of was talking about trying to get in the industry, and he was he was comparing it to being like a bouncer, like the A&Rs were the bouncers, and he was in line trying to get into the club, trying to get into the industry. It's kind of like, and that is my rotation. It's kind of just like when you said that Sky Zoo shit, I'm like, why haven't I it's still in line to get in my rotation. Cause I'm like, I'm living with this Freddie Gibbs, then came this Kendrick, and then next up was Sky Zoo, but here comes Doggy Style. I mean, here comes Missionary. So that nigga got to fall back again. Sorry, Sky Zoo. I'll get to you though, bro. And now you got Alchemist and Rock Marcy dropping tonight too. It's like, oh, damn, Sky Zoo, you got pushed back even further. So I may not listen to this new Sky Zoo album until 2025. But that's a great segue into how do you all digest the music? For me, I want to live with an album for that 2 weeks. My minimum is if I like the album. So if I put in the Freddie Gibbs and I like it, you got 2 weeks. You know what I mean? During those 2 weeks, I may listen to other things, but I don't listen to a whole nother album. So that's why, because I know somebody's thinking, well, Kill, why don't you, can't you listen to Sky Zoo on week 2, just on a Monday? Like, not for me. Like, that's how I digest it. But for you guys, and Vague, you do a great job of this because you keep, Porsche, you talking about I keep my ear to the streets. I think Vague, out of everybody I know, keeps his ear to the streets the most. Vague, how do you digest it? So, you know, you're listening to Kendrick, Missionary's coming out, Rock and ALC is coming out. How do you do it to live with the music? Or do you feel like you're living with the music?
Yeah, I kind of had to adapt because I do a news-oriented podcast. So part of that, what I was going to say is, originally I used to review albums on my blog back during the blog era. So that's kind of where it started. But once I did that and I started doing a podcast full time, you know, part of what I think benefits the people who watch or listen to my podcast is, you know, here's something new. You know, and I can give you a quick review, like quick for me. You know, I can't give you a one listen, it's great review. I gotta at least give it, like Deltron said, 3 listens. But what I find is when it comes to my personal taste, there are albums I'll listen to and I'll be like, oh, it's a good album, blah, blah, blah. But I might not listen to it that much. But then there are albums like the Dog Pound album where in my spare time, I'm like, I want to run that back. And I kind of run my favorites back, like the ones I mentioned, especially the new ones, because I like it that much. You know what I'm saying? And again, that doesn't take away from anything else I listen to. Most of that was just more so to put other people on that, oh, you know, like on my IG, I posted because it's like, there's a new Rock Marcy out. There's a new Blue album out. There's a new Billy Woods album out. Like, I try to give everything a fair shake, but then when it comes to the joints that speak to me, I'm just like you, Kill. I may not put a number on it, but I'm going to listen to it until maybe I'm sick of it, or I'm just like, I need to take a break so I don't get sick of it. But yeah, some of my old school is there, but I still do the podcast thing. So,
all right, cool. Pete, what about you?
Yeah, so when
great example. Let's say Blue drops a new album tonight. How long does that stay in your rotation?
Yeah, so how I listen is I will not listen to it the first night. I let the first night go because it's already going to be late. And I don't listen to albums literally the first night. I think I did when Nas dropped Magic back then, but that's like the last one I remember listening to, like the minute it dropped, but I typically don't do that. So how I do it is the following morning, I'll listen to it in the car as I'm driving to work because I have a really long commute to work. And I listen to albums like this. So album drops, I listen to it. And for the first listen, I'm listening for lyrics only purely lyrics. And I've gotten really good at being able to isolate the lyrics. Like I listen to lyrics forward, so I don't even pay attention to the production. And if the quotables are there, or the MC says something witty or something that makes me go, huh, or as I'm driving, if I'm thinking about the previous lyric as I'm still driving and I'm like, wow, you know, that kind of keeps me intrigued. Then I will listen to that full album that way, no skips. Then I listen to it a second time with space in between. So I don't run it back to back. I then go to work. I have 8 hours at work. And then that's my break. So I've intaken the lyrics. I've gotten the break. Then on my drive home, I'm listening to the album again. This time I'm listening for the production aspect of it. And I'm kind of ignoring the lyrics to see how captivating the music is, the actual music part of it. And then I'll come home. I get home. I cook dinner, so now I'm not listening anymore. I cook dinner, I sit down, I watch some TV, and then before I go to bed, I listen again, and I'm listening to the whole album as a run through, fully from beginning to end, no skips. So if it passes all 3 of those segments in a day, then it goes into my rotation, and then I will listen to it again. So now I don't need to isolate these things. I know it's got the quotables. I know the production's great. I know that it's got no skips, and away we go. Then I listen to the next one that way as well, and again and again and again. And I constantly do that. And that other album, so like Blues album, passes my 3 sectors or segments. And then in between now, I'll listen to that album as I'm taking a break from the other one. So I kind of have it that way. I don't know if it makes sense, but it really works for me, and I love it. And I absolutely love it.
No, it makes perfect sense. Neutron, what about you, bro?
As far as digesting, I don't usually listen to, like, I didn't know The Rock and Alk was dropping tonight, so I love both of them. And I don't know if I'm gonna stay up that late because I gotta get up early in the morning, but I give it like 3 tests. And one is the small beats. I'm at work, I wear my beats at work. Then I'll do the car test. And then I'll do the ones that the sound cancellation, where I can hear everything, you know. So I'll usually, if I like an album, if it catches me on the first one, I'll probably sit with it for about 2 weeks. But I gotta tell you, man, that algorithm, I sat with that for at least a month and some change. So it depends on like the knowledge in Anderson .Paak, Why Lord. I sat with that for at least a month and some change because it's kind of short, you know, and it depends on. I miss the days too when.
This is such an incredible album, man.
It is.
It is crazy. What do you put this as? Does this fall under your hip hop list, or is this R&B?
It reminds me, strangely enough, because he got a divorce and he's spilling his. I'm not comparing it to Here My Dear, but he's giving his pain and his trauma in that album. So I don't know, man. It's hard to put a label on it. It has a blues feel to it with the production, with all the guitars in it, and it's not mixed the best. But yeah, that Anderson .Paak, I sat with that for a minute, but I don't know what genre I would put it in. It's a mix of both. He raps, he sings, but yeah, that's usually how. If it's a good album, I'll sit with it for at least a month. So that's why I don't like the fast pace. Yeah.
Right. What about you, JR?
I'm kind of like Neutron as well. Y'all know me. I'm more feeling, right? So if I'm listening to an album, I'm feeling it, and sometimes I get into it and I'll be like, yo, my artist, I'm gonna speak on it. This new album that Mary did, right? I know that she ain't feeling that. No.
The new album dropped?
Yeah, Gratitude. Yes, it dropped.
Yo, I didn't even know it dropped.
Yes,
wow.
It dropped. And see, that
I've not heard one mumbling peep about that album. Not a mumbling peep.
I haven't discussed it at all.
Wow, I didn't even know that joint dropped.
Yeah, so because I'm listening.
How long has it been out?
About a good 3-4 weeks. About 3 weeks. No. Yeah, it came out November 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Wow, I've not heard one human being say anything about this album.
But I'm saying, yeah, so I'm more like feeling. So I'm listening to, if this artist is not in it and I'm feeling they're not in it, then I'm moving along and I'm going to the next one. Now, if I'm feeling it, like Bro said, the algorithm with Lucky Day.
I gotta listen to this album, man.
I was in it. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Because the first single got me hyped, because the album before then I was like, because Painted is the shit. But I got to this and the first single came out. I was like, oh, okay. Then when I got the album, I was like, oh yeah, he in this thing. And I listened to it like I was in it for like a good 3 weeks. And then I was like, all right, I can put it to the side for a second and I can go to something else. So that's normally me. Like if I'm feeling it, then it's like, all right, the feeling is there. Then I'm going to start paying attention to the lyrics. Then I'm going to start paying attention to the production. Then I'm going to start paying attention to the, the different, because now, D-Mile is using strings and horns and this and all of that. So I'm really getting into that. So I give it like if I'm really into it, like I said, 3 weeks, and then I'm like, all right, let me move on to something else. And then if it was that good, I can go back to it. You know what I'm saying? If it was that good. So yeah, that's how I'm putting in the music for it.
Now, what I loved is Porsche, what you said about the car and Neltron about your headphones. How do y'all do with that? Like, I know with me, I'm the opposite of P. I'm a listen at midnight. I'm the boy, 11:59, headphones on, like hitting refresh. Like, okay, boom, I'm gonna listen probably till like 2-3 in the morning with the headphones. Yeah. Then the next day, now it's time for the car test. You know what I mean? And then, because I mean, the sad part is being in a crib, like I can't blast my music the way I would back in college and everything like that. So I feel like, I have to make beats at night with headphones. I don't even hear the beats through the speaker until the next day when T is at, well, now they don't even live here no more. I was going to say when they at school.
Oh.
This nigga don't even live here no fucking more. But when T's at work, now I can listen to it loud. So so I know, Porsche, you're in the car, Neltron headphones, vague. What about you? Missionary comes out tonight. Are you waiting till tomorrow to get in the whip? Are you breaking out the headphones?
This might be a headphone thing tonight. Typically, I wait till the next day because I go to the gym, and that's when I usually listen. And I'll have the Beats Fits Pro, the joints that go in your ear,
right?
Because they got noise cancellation and all that. But like Dr. Dre, like with the Marsha Ambrosia album, I was like, nah, Dr. Dre on the production, I need them Sony M4s to cover my ears and just hear everything, because that's what I did with the singles. And I was just like, damn, like, I don't even know what he's doing with the mastering and mixing of it, but it's always crystal clear and crisp, and you feel and hear everything. I just wanted to make one point based off of what JR was saying with the music and how, if they're not in it, he kind of moves on. I think that's part of the reason why, even though it's one of my favorite albums, like Prince Dirty Mind is one of my favorite albums from him. It was what he was doing, right? He was just like, fuck it, song about my sister, I'm gonna say some wild shit, and I'm gonna say some wild shit here. And I don't think we get that enough, right? Like attention grabbing lyrics with music that matches that. A lot of times everybody's kind of doing the same things, saying the same things, and it just doesn't stick out. Like I saw Marco Polo said with these Snoop and Dr. Dre singles, he ain't really feeling it, but I'm feeling like I don't want Doggy Style 2. I want whatever they do now. Right. Yeah, I prefer that, because if they try to give us Doggy Style 2, then we're just going to compare it, and it's not going to be there. So that's what I mean, and I think in a lot of ways, a lot of us feel that, where there's something missing from the process that was more pure about the creation of the music, and the fact you had to wait, and then when you got the opportunity to get it, it was an experience. You know what I'm saying? And now it just kind of feels like, I love Ransom, but yo, take your time, homie. Like, I like when you Rise of the Machines, I was all in for that, because it had the skits and it had the beats that went with theme of it and all that, and now it's just and I'm just like, all right, bro, you can't shoot at me no more. I'm not listening to it. So.
Right.
And it's funny because I think that's the thing, like, because you may not have a different style and the music kind of, you know what, here's a great example. Like, this was one of the illest promo things that I've ever seen, the Rubik's Cube with all the Nas joints on.
That's so ill.
I had to buy another one because I tried to fuck with it and I fucked it all up and the shit was getting me like, I got some like motion sickness. This shit, seeing the face. I think with a Rubik's Cube when it's just the color, but it was like seeing this nigga's face, it got me sick, so I'm not fucking with it. But I'm thinking about King's disease, like I say. So I was doing all this. So KD, the first KD is August 21st, 2020. The second one is August 6th, 2021. So damn near a year apart. Magic was December 24th, same year of 2021. So we got KD2 and Magic in the same year. Two stellar fucking albums. You know what I'm saying? Same, not only just same year, we're really looking at 6 months apart from each other. You know what I mean? KD3 is 2022, November 11th. Magic 2 is 2023, July 24th. Magic 3 is 2023, September 14th. But it felt like all this stuff came out very quickly. But the difference to me was it was quality music. Like, that's the difference. Like, Magic didn't feel like KD2. It really felt like they were doing two different things. Like KD's, the King's diseases were over here. The Magic's was over here. We're giving you one feel for these. We're giving you another feel for these. And it didn't feel the same. And I mean, Magic and KD, Magic and KD3 to me are like 3 of Nas's best albums. Like, I mean, in my opinion, I'm sure I'm probably the only one. They're right. I'm not saying that it's better than any of those, but it's right there with all of them. You know what I mean? Especially KD3. I love that joint. But it was something different about them. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's something different about them. And maybe, too, it's just this drumless shit. Like, I'm begging anybody to find a fucking drum. Find that shit anywhere. You know what I mean? Because I'm finding it's more and more MCs who don't have any fucking drums. And it's just like, that's like part of the, my kids, where I left my teen center, my kids was trying to make cookies. They didn't have eggs, right? So they were going to try to use applesauce to fill in for the egg to try to keep these cookies and the cakes together. Now, how it turned out, I don't know. It's why I left. Y'all niggas ain't got no eggs. I'm leaving. Like, you know what I mean? Keep at it. But it feels like something is missing from it. So I think that doesn't help for me, at least, either, is the fact that these beats aren't even crazy. You know what I mean? Like, when I think back and I'm like, oh man, Gangstar, like I'm like, oh, Master Pill, oh, Suckers Need Bodyguards, oh, DeWitt, yo, I love these Ransom songs, but I mean, are the beats really that crazy? Like, and again, I'm not nitpicking on Nicholas Craven or none of these boys who just loop and there's no drums to it, but it's like, and here's the thing, I don't know, maybe it's just me, y'all tell me, I love Ransom to death. Ask me to name one Ransom song. Couldn't fucking do it to save my life.
Oh, wow.
If somebody told me right now, Kill, here's $1 million fucking dollars if you can name one Ransom song, I'd be like, Director's Cut 3? Maybe they name something after the title of the album. Because there's really no name for it. We talked about this with Griselda, like Benny the Butcher. When you think about a chorus, Rubber Bands and Weight is probably the only kind of chorus that kind of sticks in your head. I love Talk 3, 5 Mic Classic, 97 Hove. There you go. Like I'm literally like crown. Like, that's a problem, y'all. Like, you know what I mean, Vague? What are you gonna say?
I got a perfect analogy. You know, I love sports. Most of these dudes, and this is no disrespect, because I've seen glimpses of it, like with Conway, with From a King to a God. But most of these dudes, like Conway, Benny, 38 Special, Rock Marciano, they're like street ball players. They nice at what they do, but if you put them in the NBA, they're damn near garbage. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't conform to it. And I'm talking as an MC. They can't make music. They're just beats and bars. That's it. And I feel like with Conway, I was encouraged with that particular album because he talked more deeply about himself. It wasn't just I got shot. He talked about how it affected him, how it affected his outlook on life, and he just went deeper as an artist. And I feel like a lot of these guys, even though we like it, you know, they're kind of one-dimensional. Like, this dude is good with the crossover, and this dude's a crazy dunker, and this dude got all the tricks. But then when you go to somebody like Nas, who's LeBron in his 22nd season, it's like, you're not him. You can't do 6 albums that a person can call each one of them a classic because there's so much depth to it. It's so much that he's talking about, and even what Hit Boy was doing, what he was bringing to the table. So I think, unfortunately, because we live in a time where you can put your own music out, you get so many guys, and I'm glad we get them. But I think sometimes my expectation, and maybe other people's expectations, is you want more from them, but they can't give you more. This is what they do. This is all they do. So you kind of gotta accept it and, you know, pick the ones you like, you know, and then kind of go from there.
No, Tron, I'm coming to you. I just want to say this too. Here's the other problem, even with Nas. Meet Joe Black. I mean, if 40 Bill, like, I could kind of name some songs off those Nas joints, but I just feel like I don't know if a chorus is really important anymore. You know what I mean? I back in our day, the chorus was important. You heard Big say "Unbelievable" 8 times, so you knew the name of the fucking song was "Unbelievable." You heard them scratching Candyman, like, you knew what the chorus was. I came to bring the pain. You know what the name of the song is. Ice Cream. You know, you're not like, oh, that joint with they in the video, Butter Pecan Rican. Nigga, it's Ice Cream. Like, and I don't know what it is about music nowadays that, and it's not that I'm not into it. Nigga, I listen to but it's just like, I can't name it. But what were you gonna say now, Tron?
No, to your point about the drumless versus the drums, right? So yesterday on my work, it was Wu-Tang Wednesday. I started from the beginning, and I'm in my car and I'm playing Jizza solo. I'm playing Cuban Link. I'm playing Dirties, and I'm at the red light, and people looking at me. I'm just not, when I can nod my neck to your music instead of just riding to some Alchemist or the drumless Nicholas Craven. I'm just like, all right, he's spitting, but I'm not my neck. And I need to feel it. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. That's why I love drums, because I'm in the car and I'm just like looking at everything, and I'm just like, damn, the drums will make your body move. And if you're at a club, y'all remember the club days, if a song comes on and drums hitting, you're gonna get up out your seat, or like, shorty, watch my drink, and I'm gonna go on the dance floor and cut a rug. So yeah, that's my point to your drums.
You went old school, said cut a rug, man. I feel you, man. But it's almost like when you think about the Dave Chappelle joint, when it was Questlove, when Dave was like, you know, we gonna play Questlove with the drums in the barbershop. You know what I mean? Like, the drums bring something out. So now, Tron, you bring a great point, because somebody once said to me, how do you have boom bap with no drums?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's no boom bap. You know what I mean? And it's kind of just like, you know, again, it's, I'm a producer, so I know you can pump up the bass as much as you want in that loop, but it's still not gonna give you, you know, motherfucking, you know, mass appeal. It's still not gonna give you clean. It's still not gonna give you those hard Pete Rock drums. It's not gonna give you those "The World Is Yours" Q-Tip. You know, I mean, and I want people who are watching to even think about this. Think about if you got your favorite MC song. Number one, if you're my age, I guarantee you your favorite MC song 99% of the times has drums. But I want you to think about that song with no drums. And just think about your favorite MC. Let's say it's Nas' "The World Is Yours" remix with Q-Tip. Take away those drums and you just have the sample, and you have Nas spitting. Nas is killing it. But what is the beat doing? I remember when I first heard Apache's "Gangsta Bitch" and Q-Tip let them. It was like, woo, man.
Yeah.
The sample's crazy, but them drums was crazy too. There's an ingredient that's being left out, because either producers are lazy, producers don't know how to program drums. Yeah, it's either one of those two things. I don't think there's really anything else on there. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a little bit of both. Tell me this. We're going to go back because this day in hip hop to me was like the craziest day. This September 29th, 1998. Because Black, Brand Nubian, Tribe, Jay-Z, and Outkast all dropped on the same day. Somebody out there young is asking, what's the big deal? This shit didn't happen. This shit happens all the time now. Like, it ain't no big deal. Everybody dropping on. This was like, yeah, I remember niggas being like, okay, which you buying first? You know, again, the average person did not have, this is $2, $4, about $100 right there in CD.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? So it was like, yo, we can't afford to buy all this. So in this, what would you, if you can remember back then, what did you buy first? And how did you kind of like listen to these albums? So like, as for me, I got Outkast first. I got Aquemini. And to be honest with you, I don't remember listening. I think it was Outkast, Black Star, Tribe, Brand Nubian. No, it was Outkast, Black Star, Tribe, Jay-Z, and Brand Nubians. That's how it went for me. And Outkast stayed for a while. At the time, I'm at 889, so I'm hearing, the DJs play, songs here and there. But as far as listening, so that's what it was for me. Outkast, Black Star, Tribe, Jay-Z, and Brand Nubians. Porsche, what was the order that day when all that stuff came out? Or even if you didn't buy it all, like, in what order did you eventually get to hear?
It was Outkast, Tribe, Jay, and Black Star, and I never really went after the Brand Nubian, to be honest. That's how I kind of did it, and much like you, Kill, the Outkast stayed with me for a really long time. So
yeah, I remember the Brand Nubians. I mean, I wasn't even in love with the Return joint that Primo did. I felt like it was like a throwaway Primo beat. And I didn't feel like that's what Brand Nubian needed. I felt like they needed something energetic, like how punks jump up to get beat down was. I felt like that's what they needed to come back out, like we back together. And it kind of was like this like slow tempo premiere beat that was aight, and it was just like, then they had Don't Let It Go to Your Head Now. But I when I eventually did get to the album, I didn't love the album. I can't even tell you last time I heard Foundation. Neltron, what about you? What order did you go that day?
I remember where I went to Sam Goody Tuesday, and I copped it because it was about $15.99, and I went home. I opened the liner notes and I read every rap, like word for word. So that stayed with me for a minute. Of course, I heard.
You didn't say who it was. Did you say who it was? I didn't hear you.
Aquemini.
What you say? Aquemini.
Outkast. I'm sorry. Outkast, Aquemini. And I listened to it from front to back. I lived with that album. The intro was the Hold On, Be Strong. I'm just like, damn, this shit could have been like 2 to 3 minutes, just that. And man, I was super excited. And then I think I bought Jay next. And that was they was playing Hard Knock Life in the club. And so I was familiar with that. And Can I Get a What or whatever. And the Lock song with the, so I bought Jay next, and then I bought Black Star. And I think that was it. I didn't even check for nobody else. So it was those 3 albums for me.
Okay, damn. So you ain't even go to the Tribe. You ain't even fuck with the
Tribe. I didn't. I was like, who's Consequence?
You was like, after Beats, Rhymes, and Life, I'm done with these niggas.
Yeah. Wait. The Love Movement came out?
Yeah, that's the Love Movement.
I copped that from, I'm lying. That was the Beats, Rhymes, and Life I didn't check for. But I did cop the Love Movement. It was underwhelming, but the songs that hit, it was like maybe 5 songs. I bought the Tribe Love Movement from Circuit City for about $9.99 because they had everything on the low. And those are my 4 right there.
All right. What about you, JR? You remember what you got?
Yes. Well, I didn't have to worry because I knew my dad was getting Tribe, so I didn't have to worry about getting that. So he was playing that. Then Jay, and then Black Star. And I didn't even get on Aquemini until y'all.
Okay.
Damn.
I didn't. The only thing that I was on was AT Aliens with them, and then that was it. Then I stopped. And then when y'all talked about Aquemini, and I was like, "What the hell? Let me go and listen to this." And then I listened to that, and I love the album now. but the three that I remember that in '98 was Tribe, Jay, and Black Star. I ain't even go to Brand Nubians. Ain't nobody really buy it in my house, so you know what I mean. So so that's how I went with it.
And Vague, what about you?
What was the J album?
Hard Knock
Vibe 2.
Okay. So I bought 2 and then 1 later. So I bought the J joint, A Hard Knock Life. And then I got Aquemini, especially when I saw the review and the source. You know, because I already dug Outkast, but the way
got 5 mics, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, well, shit, I definitely got to get this one. And third one was probably Black Star, because I didn't know Talib like that, but I thought Most was dope. And this was like his first joint, so I went and got that. Tribe, I had already heard what I heard, and I was like, nope. Not yet.
You didn't like the single?
I love the single, Find a Way.
Yeah.
Especially when they played in the club. Oh, drums in the mix.
The drums. My lord.
Like, it almost made me buy the album. Like, God damn, I need it.
Nigga said it almost. Keyword almost.
I was just like, the rest of this shit's whack. And I didn't even check for Brand Nubian, because once I heard Don't Let It Go to Your Head, I was like, yeah, this ain't the niggas I know. I need one all. We had to dance to that beat. Like, that beat was crazy. Like, this is like,
that nigga said that's like when you see your ex in the club, you like, nah, girl, I'm good. I knew I was broke up. We ain't even got, we good, shorty. We good.
Yeah.
We don't even got to rehash anything.
Right.
And it's crazy because I feel like that day was so incredible. And it was even being at the radio station, getting the music for free, it then was, well, what are we going to listen to first? You know what I mean? So like once you even got past you had to pay for it, which I think plays a huge part now because nobody really has any ownership of the music. You know what I mean? Like, you don't feel like I own this album. Like, this is mine. I went out and I brought this album, or like, you know, the physical copy of it. So it's kind of just like, it's streaming, you know, I'll listen to a little bit of everything. And I feel like that's hurting it. Now, tell me this. Can y'all rhyme along with any of the newer albums? So, Porsche, I know the stuff in your rotation is older, so I know you got Stillmatic and It Was Written. The newer stuff, can you rhyme along with any of the blue stuff?
No.
Do you care about that?
I don't care about that. I don't think that's an indication of anything. And I mean, language is important to me, and I don't think that I should be rapping along with it. And I also don't think that I'm a good rapper. So like, I let my favorites do what they do, and I just stare. I'm not a good rapper. Like, they invest their time and creativity and talent in doing. I just absorb it as a fan. So
all right, cool. And like, everybody knows, to me, that's part of the fun for me. Like, me and Naomi will get in the car and do our videos with us spitting the bars and everything. Like, that's my thing. Like, so with the Freddie Gibbs, I'm there on a couple of songs. I got a couple of songs with the even with the Benny and 38. Like, I love just being able to rap. And it was just something about coming up in the 80s, and it was just like going back to 84, like Roxanne. Like, I remember it just being dope to be able to say every bar in that song. And I can remember hitting rewind over and over again to get Dr. Ice's part down and to get the Educated Rappers part down. It meant something going to school when it was like, yo, I could spit Ain't No Half Step. Like, word, spit that shit. Like, just, you know, the oomph that I would get from being able to do that. Like, I love being able to spit along with it. Neltron, what about you? Is that something you did or something you care about?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Just being able to spit along with, like, can you rhyme along with any of the newer albums that are in your rotation?
No, not really. I'm just listening for the experience. I mean, the Kendrick, I guess the last Man, even To Pimp a Butterfly, I just was like, it was just the experience of listening to it. But but back in the day, the Chronic, I had to get the Nothing But a G thing, DOWGY, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, let me rewind how he did that. But nah, man, I don't do that nowadays.
Now let me ask both of y'all for this: is it different for R&B? Like, do y'all be in the shower singing? Do y'all be like, if it's R&B? Y'all will learn the words to R&B.
Yeah,
if
I know the algorithm.
Red Cup, he for damn sure know the lyrics. We've seen them videos. That brother practicing.
That's some real shit, though.
Yeah. R&B, I could.
Yeah.
I it's just a little. I guess I just like music more. I'm more of a music head than just saying I'm a hip hop head. I just like music, period.
No. I'm just trying to figure out. So, like, how do you learn the words to the R&B stuff? Like, how does it come into? Like, are you purposely trying to do it, or you're just playing a song so much?
I'm playing it so much. It's the feeling. I'm playing it so much. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say, but that doesn't happen for hip hop. Like, so even if it doesn't infiltrate you the way R&B does.
It depends on like Freddie Gibbs' Bandana with the Mad Lib. Like, I was like, yo, I gotta learn this. I have to keep playing it, like education.
Okay, so for hip hop, you're like, I gotta learn this. But maybe like R&B, it kind of just it just comes. It just comes. Okay. Yep. All right, Jared, what about you? I know you singing every goddamn thing. So,
but for hip hop, it's kind of different for me because, again, y'all know who my mom and my dad, so it was kind of different. So I kind of go the same way. Like, I don't, with hip hop, I can do it the same way I do R&B, for real. So it's kind of the same for me. Like, if I'm playing it after a while, I'm gonna know the words after a while, but it's not a thing for me. Like, I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of listen to R&B and hip hop the same way, you know what I mean? Because I had mom in her room with her little joint, and then I had my dad in the living room blasting his. So it's kind of like, it's weird. I don't know. It's just weird for me. It's just like, I just can kind of listen to both the same way, to be honest.
Now, can you rap along with Doggy Style? Because that was your first hip hop CD, right?
My first? No, actually, okay. Slick Rick, The Adventures of Slick Rick was, but the Doggy Style now, yes, because that, like I said, and Snoop even laughed when I tweeted him. I said, "Thank you for teaching me how to curse," and he said, "Cool," but I can rap to the whole thing. Like, it's that's dope for me. So yeah.
All right, and Babe, what about you?
I think it's different for me because if for hip hop in particular, if I'm playing it enough because I like it, then I'm going to learn the lyrics, right? I think that's the thing with the Kendrick thing. Like, sometimes he has so much within his words and his music and Easter eggs. You're trying to figure out stuff, and as you listen more and more, you realize, you got all the lyrics down. Like, not like us. I know that shit front and back, because it's such a catchy record. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of fun. And it's the same thing with R&B. Like, if I like it enough, like one of the albums that was probably right outside of my rotation, because I hadn't listened to it in a long time, was Maxwell. What was it? Summer Nights?
Black Summer Nights.
Mm-hmm. Like, I started listening again, and I realized, like, damn, I know like every word of every song, and I don't remember like trying to. I just remember probably back then I was playing it all the time. So
right.
And D'Angelo, I know every motherfucking thing. Whatever.
Hello.
All right. So say this. So we gonna be on a deserted island. You got 5 hip hop, 5 R&B that are gonna stay in your rotation. You on this island. That's it. This rotation ain't gonna change. That's all you got. P, what you got?
Wait, it was 5 R&B and 5 hip hop? I thought it was just 5 between the two.
Well, no. Remember. Oh fuck! I thought I said this at the beginning of the show.
You did.
Last, so that it's no one. Because I was like Nell trying to ask.
Oh,
Yeah,
if you wanted to.
I totally.
So you know what? Y'all could go. I'll go first. So
I got hip hop and I got two too.
Oh,
So.
okay.
I'm gonna make this real quick because I got them in my head. So
All right.
you go ahead, Joe.
Well, no, if you got them, Porsche, you got.
No. Go ahead. I have to.
Right in the year.
All right, I got for hip hop, I got PE's It Takes a Nation. I got Aquemini, Outkast. I got Nas, It Was Written. I got BDP's Criminal Minded, and I got Eric B and Rakim's Paid in Full for hip hop. Just a testament to how dope Aquemini is, because 3 of these are from in the 80s. You know what I mean? And Aquemini is the only one that's really still there. R&B wise, I got Mary's My Life. I got D'Angelo's Voodoo. I got Marvin's I Want You. I got Sade's Promise. And I got Prince's Sign of the Times. So that would be my 5 hip hop and R&B. If these just had to stay in rotation forever until I get off this deserted island, that's what I'm rocking with. JR, what you got, bro?
All right, so I got for R&B, I got Mary's Mary album. I got Michael's Off the Wall. I got Janet's Janet album. I got the anthology of the best of Marvin Gaye.
Oh shit!
I see you cheating, nigga.
I'm sorry.
Because I was like, I was gonna put the best of Sade. I was like, nah, let me not go out.
That anthology got like 100 songs,
right?
Yeah,
you could just cheat it all his way. But I feel you, bro.
And then I got then I need a live album, so I did Sam Cooke Live at the Copa for my for last one. And then for hip hop, I got The Score, Fuji. I got The Inventions of Slick Rick, Doggy Style, Snoop, The Low End Theory, Tribe, and Ready to Die, Notorious B.I.G.
All right, I'm not mad at that. Who else has their joints ready? Greg, what you got?
I do. I don't have all of them, but maybe I can add the other two now that we're saying it. I have on the R&B side, I got Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life.
Paul.
Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Mary J. Blige, My Life. These are the ones I'm gonna add. D'Angelo, Voodoo. Yeah, I see that one. And y'all already know Superfly soundtrack. Y'all already know that's like I need it in my veins every year.
Oh, now, yes.
On the hip hop side, I only had 2. Ice Cube Death Certificate. Everybody knows who knows me. Have to. Biggie Ready to Die on here. I got Dr. Dre's The Chronic on here also. And what I need 2 more. Probably Jay-Z Reasonable Doubt. I really like that album a lot. Like I can really sit with that joint. And lastly, I probably should have wrote something down. I'm gonna go with Fuji Rap, Live and Let Die.
Wow, okay. The 3rd album.
I love that album. Like I played it to death back in the days, and when I run it back, it's just like not enough people talk about Kool G Rap, and he did a lot of things that a lot of cats are doing today. So
yeah, yo, you seen all the stuff G Rap got? They got a whole like toy line with G Rap, like he's a G.I. Joe.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like they got a couple of pieces out like that, and he got some G Rap Ewing kicks, some sneakers.
Wow.
Well, he signed a new deal recently, so I think it might be Mass Appeal. Whoever he signed to, I think they're trying to give him what he deserves as far as attention and marketing. So
right, that's what's up. P, you ready?
I'm ready, but I'm sorry, Kill. I gotta be Jodeci today.
Of course,
I'm sorry. We have 7 years. I'm not
for people watching. This is just what my co-host does. It's
sorry,
like,
I can't because for 7
it's like
days I'm taking.
Porch comes to your crib. It's like, Porch, can you please take off your sneakers before you come on the rug? It's like, yeah, sure. And then she just keeps walking right on. She just drags the rug right over your rug. Like,
No,
right.
But I'll do 5 on it. I want to do 7 hip hop.
Oh, hold tight, because something's going on here. Neltron, you don't take off your shoes on JR's crib?
No, somebody did that when they came, and I got a picture of them.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't me.
Okay,
It was you.
I would never
What?
leave.
Yes.
I took my shoes off.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, that was me.
It wasn't me. How you gonna say it wasn't me? Oh yeah.
He went right.
This what happened with Charlie Murphy when Rick was.
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Hey,
I did have sex with Kate.
He went right to the.
Oh yeah, Rick James. Yeah.
And Rick James like, I ain't do that to Charlie Murphy. Not like it wasn't me. Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah, I
me.
did.
All right, Forrest, what you got?
Okay, so I got 7 hip hop. Sorry, there's 7 days in the week. I should have flagged this when you said 5 kill. I should have been like, hey,
I'm with you. She said like, well, 7 days in the week, so it's only right.
Yeah. Okay, so I got Light as a Rock, MC Light.
Okay.
Mecca and the Soul Brother. It Takes a Nation.
Yeah.
Doggy Style. All Eyes on Me. Ready to Die, and 36 Chambers.
Okay.
Nice.
And I think I can die on that deserted island, and I would be very happy. And then my R&B joints are Sade's Love Deluxe, Boyz II Men 2, Al Green's Greatest Hits. Sorry, I can't.
Thank you, boys. I couldn't either. No.
Y'all are some cheating niggas.
Sorry.
But
You said albums, though. You said albums.
I will play spades with you cheating niggas though. I will do that. 'Cause
You said albums, though.
You right.
I think the Al Green is less egregious because it's not that.
Yeah.
Like JR, like you got.
They are cheated, man. Like I got that anthology. Like I had to take a nap in between listening to that.
Yeah.
And then I got Joe's My Name is Joe album and Brandy's Full Moon album.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Man, I should have took some time, man, because now I'm thinking about, oh shit, I don't have Jodeci in my shit. I don't have Tribe in my shit.
You did good without Jodeci, man.
But here's the thing, Greg, with Jodeci, exactly. I was just gonna say that. Like, I feel like I was gonna say Jodeci, but I feel like I'm only getting 5 songs.
Right.
At least on those first 2 albums. The third
Well,
album,
they all know the album I'm going to mention. Though.
Of course.
They won't let me do it. They won't let me do it on the show. Shit.
He's like, no.
What, the show, the party?
why y'all won't let them name it?
The show?
The
after party?
The after party, yes. Yeah.
The hotel? Yeah.
That album ain't good to me. Like,
I like that album, man. I like that album.
I don't like all the shit.
I'm going to retract. I'm going to do All That I Am by Joe, not My Name is Joe. I'm going to join.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's on All That I Am?
That's
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Girl. That's on. Yeah, Good Girl.
Love Scene?
Love
Yeah.
Scene.
Yeah.
All the things a man won't do.
Oh my God, it's so heart melting.
What happened?
What'd you say, Pete?
Porsche gonna be on his
Porsche
aisle
said-
by herself, married.
She loves that song.
Porsche's gonna be walking down the aisle in the sand just by herself, listening to all this
He's
rap
such
music.
a dirty matter, but I just love this guy, man. He knows exactly
That's
what
exactly why I hate that nigga.
is so
Yeah, let me do something your man don't do.
Yeah, like,
All right.
yo, your man don't take you to the movies, baby. I'm gonna take you right now. Like, man,
Oh my God.
do some original shit, my nigga. Like, yo,
Right.
take us something.
Y'all angry.
Nigga, no, it's just whack. Like, you a whack ass nigga for doing that. Like, yo, that's all, you know. I mean, get in where you fit in, but nigga, you whack. Like, you should be able to get some ass the regular way the rest of us do. Like,
He was waiting for the girl in the video.
Right,
like, I'm gonna
right.
wait till she get hit, or
Right.
he diss her, or throw a coke
Right.
drink on it. And I'm
Like,
gonna be waiting right there.
Joe the type of nigga that go to a movie the first premiere night, just sit in the back watching. He ain't even watching
Yes.
the movie. He just
Yeah,
watching
that's
couples. Oh, they broke up. Okay, here I come. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't want to buy you.
Yeah. He ain't want to buy you. He ain't want to buy you no
That's that nigga,
Raisinets, baby. Here's some Raisinets and here's some
Right.
motherfucking popcorn.
You guys,
with butter on it.
if you haven't watched Def Jam's 25th anniversary show for
Yeah,
the Def
that
Jam
was funny.
Comedy Jam's 25th anniversary, they like roast Joe for that, and
They
it's
did.
so funny.
Oh,
He
then
just
I need
laughs
to see
so
that.
hard.
Yeah,
I
I
need
need
to
to
see
see
that.
that.
I need to see that ASAP because that nigga, I was like, between him and Babyface, I'll pay your rent all as soon as I get home, motherfucker. You go to work
Oh
too.
my god,
We both go to work. What the hell you talking about? As soon as I get home from work,
Mm-mm.
nigga.
ain't happen.
What I get as soon as I get home from work, nigga.
Right.
All that. Yeah, I ain't. Yeah, it took me years to fuck with them niggas. Just whack niggas, man. All right, y'all. So here's the thing: we got doggy
Wait, I didn't-
style. We
I
said.
didn't do my-
I'm gotta do
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. Now, Tron, what you got?
It's all good. Hip hop, I got AT Aliens, Outkast.
Is that your
That's-
favorite cast album? Is
Oh,
that your
yes.
favorite cast?
Yep, hands down. Death Certificate, first hip hop album. Enter the 36, Midnight Marauders, and last but not least, Soul Food by Goody Mob.
Nice.
R&B, I have Sade Love Deluxe, Maxwell Urban Hang Suite, Marvin Gaye, I Want You. I know, right?
Oh man,
I'm shocked. You said Urban Hang Suite?
Yeah. I mean, both. You should remember I said it's 1A and 1B.
Right, you did.
Yeah.
You did. That's right.
My third pick, did I say Marvin Gaye, I Want You?
Right.
Voodoo, of course, and my last R&B is Jill Scott's debut.
I thought about that. That was like right on the cusp for mine because I love
Right.
Jill's.
Mine
I
was
love those
because
things.
of brown sugar. That was ugh.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me this, y'all. We got doggy. I mean, why do I keep saying doggy style? Missionary and this ALC Rock Marciano dropping tonight. What are y'all listening to first? Porsche in the morning. Which one? Number one, are you hyped for either?
No, not hyped for either, but I'm not gonna listen to Alchemist and Rock Marciano. I can tell you that. I'm not even gonna listen to it.
You're not a rock fan.
I mean, maybe if there's like absolutely nothing else to listen to, I'll give it a spin. I'm not averse to it,
You
but
said it.
I'm not averse to it. I'm not a hater. Like I don't love
That's
them.
cool.
No, it's not. No, it's not hating. If you don't, I mean, I know a lot of people who don't like Rock Marciano. A lot of people.
I
I
don't
know.
like Rock Marciano. It's just it's
Yeah.
like a neutral territory. It's like it's neither here nor there. Like I don't know. So yeah, I'll check for the other one.
All right, Neltron. What about you? What you are you hype? Are you, and which one are you gonna listen to first?
I'm definitely listening to Rockin' out first. I heard the single. It was cool. Their last project, Elephants something. I don't even remember the name. Elephant's Bones. I don't revisit that much, so I'm just gonna, just listen with open ears. Missionary, I'm kind of, far as the Sonics is concerned, with Snoop and Drake. I'm not super hyped, but I'm gonna listen to that second. So yeah.
All right, Veg. What about you?
Snoop and Dre absolutely first because I think they put out 3 singles and I heard a snippet on Drink Champs, and so far I like 3 out of the 1. The joint with Sting is cool, but maybe within the context of the album I might dig it a little bit more. I'm definitely going to check out Rock Marciano and Alchemist. I'm more of a fan of when Rock does his own beats because I like his selection and samples and how he puts it together. So I don't know what to think, but all that, put the noodles in the pot and stir your oodles and noodles. Man, shut the fuck up. That shit don't even sound good. Like, but I get it. I get it because I can listen to Currency literally say the same shit.
Oh my God! See, yeah.
And I'll be grooving to it, so I'm not mad at Rock Marciano.
All right. JR, what about you?
I ain't even gonna lie. Probably neither one of them, to be honest.
Man, y'all hard, man. It's a rough crowd tonight, man. I mean, come on, Doggy Style. Like, isn't Doggy Style one of your favorite albums?
Mm,
That nigga said, yeah. And that
30 years ago, though.
30 years ago.
Yeah, probably not, because I'm actually into this other album that's this artist that I'm checking out. So I'm into that. So I'm so focused into that, and I don't know nobody in R&B that's coming out.
Well, who's the artist? You just gonna leave us hanging?
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's this new artist on SoundCloud that I found today, actually. And shoot, God, I don't even know the name. I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm sorry. Niggas still post on SoundCloud?
I still go on there and find stuff, and that should be dope too.
I had no idea. I thought we were done with SoundCloud. I felt like that was like MySpace or like Black Planet. I thought we had moved on to everything's on Bandcamp. I had no idea.
Hold on. Shoot, I just had it. Oh no, that's what you call it. It's not. He's on what you call it, but his name's Chris V. And we interviewed him on our show, but he puts his stuff on SoundCloud. So he got a couple of joints that he just put out. So I'm gonna be into that tomorrow. So
all right, that's what's up. And for me, I can't wait for this missionary. Me, Vegas, and Dre are probably the only three people who loved Compton. Vegas said, yeah, it's only me, Dre, and Vegas. We're the only three. Everybody.
Oh no, I did.
No, you did. Hey, we will take another. We will take another.
I did.
But like Vegas, I mean, I really co-sign everything Vegas said. Just being able to listen to Compton through the headphones, it's like, yo, I don't, and it's not that it's clear and it's weak. It's like clear, but it's still bassy at the same time. It's like some crazy way of whatever the hell Dre does. But yeah, I mean, just for that. And I'll check for Rock and Alchemist. But Veg, you make a great point. I just like when Rock does his own beats, which sounds crazy because Alchemist is a better producer than Rock Marciano.
Right.
But I like Rock Marciano over his own beats. You know what I mean? Which sounds crazy because I'm with you now trying to Elephant Man's Bones. I was like expecting the world, and I was like, I kind of like Rock shit. You really don't need Alchemist, Rock. Like, be honest with you, so it's a very weird dynamic that, you know what I mean? But yeah, and then I heard the first single, and I'm kind of just like, it just sounds like everything else that y'all do. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't push any boundaries. It just, for all I know, this could have been a leftover from the Elephant Man's Bones from 3 years ago. It really could, So, and I think that's the part that also frustrates me about music. I think I said this on another episode. It was like a Currency, Boldy James over Alchemist, and I was like, yo, this shit is dope. And I didn't even know where to start looking for it because I didn't know if it was Currency song, if it was Boldy James song, was on an Alchemist album. I don't know the name of the song because there's no fucking chorus. It's kind of like, I feel like without Shazam, I feel like we'd all just not know what the fuck we was listening to. You know what I mean? Because it just kind of all meshes together. You know what I mean? And you don't know where to go look for it. And I love all the camaraderie, but I kind of just like, can't y'all just have your own? Do we have to have Boldy James? Like, Boldy James is probably the most featured artist in hip hop, and I don't know the fuck why. Like, he's on everybody's album, everybody's album he is on. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I miss the days where it kind of was like, Kane only got on a couple of people's songs. You know what I mean? Or it felt special when it was like, yo, Kane and Ice Cube on PE, Burn Hollywood Burn. Like, it was almost like, here's a guest feature. And it was like, oh, like this is special. And again, I'm sure it just goes back to money because rappers need money. If you gonna give me 10 G's every time I jump on your song, nigga, I'm on everybody's song. You know what I mean? The only problem is now the feature doesn't really mean as much anymore because I hear you all the fucking time. Like when Pooba, maybe 92, 93, when Pooba was probably the dopest MC walking planet Earth. Like Pooba, and I heard Pooba is all about the money, but he wasn't on everybody's album. Like, it was a select few. It'd be like, oh, Pooba's on the Beat Nuts. Oh, that's dope. Pooba on Brand New Heavies. Like, oh, that's dope. Like Pooba and Fat Joe. Like, even in Pooba's heyday, he may not have been on, in a year, he may not have been featured on more than 6 people's shit. Whereas, now Boldy may be on 6 people's shit this week. Like, we ain't even get to the end of the month yet. What are you gonna say, Veg?
This is a I know it's Friday the 13th, but this is also like a weird release date because, like we mentioned earlier with 98 all the different artists releasing. You know, for the most part, people who bought all those albums, no matter what it was satisfied to a certain extent.
Right.
But you said there's Snoop and Dre, and there's Rock Marcy and Alchemist, but then there's also DMX tonight, and I think Fat Joe releasing the album. And I plan to not listen to either one of those two.
I just want to. I apologize. Isn't DMX no longer with us? Like we.
It obviously, yeah. It's this is probably the first album when he passed. He was working on it. That was the album that was going to come out. This one is a Born Again joint. And I am not interested whatsoever in it at all. I don't even know why they putting it out. Maybe, you know, for his kids or whatever. But yeah. And then Fat Joe, and I just happened to see that. I was like, Fat Joe, you releasing with Snoop and Dre, dog. Nobody going. Remy and Pat Pooh's situation is going to be more entertaining than listening to your album. Unless they on it.
Oh my God.
It's times have changed where, you know, at a certain point in time, you would have been overwhelmed by releases, and now you just kind of like, I'll just take those two, and I'm gonna have to hear about the others.
But you know, Veg, that's a great point of that Jay-Z, because I think people were very well satisfied with 3 of those 5 albums. You know what I mean? The Brand Nubians probably not. The Tribe is kind of in the middle, but you know, Aquemini, Hard Knock Life, and I think that Black Star, I know most people consider those 5 mic classics, like all 3 of them. And again, it's just like, and I get it, it's the gift and the curse. It's just these rappers have to put out so much music to be able to eat, and it's just like, and I mean, I guess the cool thing is I can see a rapper saying, well, nigga, don't listen. And nigga, I will take your advice. I don't listen. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get it. It's, right. I will follow suit. I will take your advice. Because because even when they be like, yo, you could go to Even and you pay $25, nigga, I'm $25? Nigga, this better be, I feel like I'm back at Best Buy. Like, nigga, I need to hear this CD before I spend $25 for it. Like Alchemist had it. He was saying, yo, if you want the new rock album, you could have got it early, and it's like $40 on Rock Marcy's website. I'm like, I can wait, nigga. You like, I am totally okay with waiting. I feel like those days of having shit first is kind of going now. You know what I mean? Like, Veg, I feel like that was back in the 90s, and you know, we got the new I could wait. I could totally wait, especially for $40. Like, nigga, nah. Like, and now we're back into this thing of, I don't even know if I'm gonna like it. Like, that's the other problem with streaming. Like, I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna buy this CD and if I'm gonna like it. Like, I feel like now you trying to take me back there, and I get it. They were like, oh, give us your money. Here's the thing: you want my money? Make some worth fucking money giving you music. You know what I mean? And all of the artists we named tonight, no shots at all. Rappers are too goddamn sensitive, but it's no shots at all. But it's just like, yo, if any of them. I just personally believe that if Ransom took a year, and I'm sure Ransom be like, nigga, my bars is just as nice as they are. I know. I just believe that if any MC took a year to create 12 songs versus taking a year to create 68 songs, that those 12 would be better. Just my opinion. You know, and really made songs like, yo, we're going to try to come up with a chorus. This new fucking invention called a chorus. Like, you know, we're gonna try to find a producer who uses this new thing called drums. Like, and really, and this is what I mean about why I think Freddie Gibbs makes great albums. You know what I mean? I agree 100% with Vague. It's like And One Ball. And I love the And One Ball. Like, do not get it fucked up. Like, I love Rucker Park. I love Playground Legends. But nigga, you're just that. A playground legend. You know? I was talking in the session I was at, and I was talking about how Kobe went to God Sham God to ask him to help him on his handle, and niggas was like, who's God Sham God? You know what I mean? Now, this may be the person who has the best handles, hands down, ever in the history of basketball. Has a move named after him, the Sham God, that all the NBA players do. but niggas are like, who's Goddamn God? You know what I mean? So again, nothing wrong with being a playground legend, but I just feel like that's what Freddie is able, and y'all know, and I can say this over again, I hate interludes, but Freddie's interludes, I never fucking skip them. These interludes where now dude is the devil, where he was Jesus on Soul Separately, like great albums, and it's just like it's a gift, and like Vague said, maybe you just. Like you said, they can only, hey, nigga, I can only give you what I can give you. You know what I mean? I'm not that chorus guy like that. You know, what you gonna say now, Tron?
We also didn't call all these great albums we took on the island a classic the day it came out. And I think that's a huge problem that I don't like about social media. Oh, it's a classic, oh, it's trash. Like, nah, we didn't say that. We didn't say Cuban Links was a classic when it dropped. We didn't say Muddy Waters was a classic. We didn't say Only Built, It Takes a Nation. We didn't say that was a classic when it dropped. It just what it was. It was just great music. That's all we want, just great music.
Yeah, great point. Vegas, where can they get at you, good brother?
You can follow me on everything social media at Vegas World INC. Also, you can check out my podcast, Hip Hop Now Podcast, which is a news and perspectives podcast. And coming up on Christmas Eve,
yes, sir.
There's a special episode that we did where the homie Ak interviewed me and Kill about our entire 6-album discography, talking about how we got together, what was the thought behind each album, favorite songs, how Kill came up with some beats, how I came up with some concepts, from the gray area all the way to Bed-Stuy Vintage, the album. So that's on Christmas Eve, because on Christmas Day, all of our albums will be available on all streaming platforms. So
wow,
no longer exclusive to Bandcamp.
Wow.
You got Tidal, you got YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify, or Napster for you crazy motherfuckers who still I don't even know how that works, but it's on it. You know what I'm saying? But the video is pretty dope, because a lot of times, you know, we spend a lot of time breaking down. I know I do, breaking down other people's work. And me and Kill been at it for 14 years.
Wow.
Kids, houses, babies, college, everything in between us, work. You know what I'm saying? Kill work a little bit more dangerous than mine. But he was still cranking out music, coming up with album covers, and we just talk about everything. So it's a really dope video that people should check out. And then if you like the video and getting insight into the music, you know, it'll be available. You know, if you're staying up at night, packing them gifts, you know, play us. You know what I'm saying? If you get a new headset for Christmas, throw us in there. You know, get a little iPad, throw us in there. So that'll be out, or that video will be out probably 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Hip Hop Now Podcast. So check it out.
Yeah. And just to tap in on that, like Vague said, I mean, it's been 14 years and it's high quality hip hop for 14 years. You know, no bullshit aside, I would put our discography up against anybody's over the past post 2000. You know what I'm saying? And even if we don't win, we right the fuck there. And you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who could say, me and Vay got together when Naomi was 5. Naomi's 19 now and in college. And we're still making high quality hip hop music. You know what I mean? And you just don't see that. You know what I mean? And it was dope to do the show because it brought me back to those first albums that I haven't listened to in years. For people who don't know, I'll listen to the album like maybe one time, but I don't listen to the album once it's done, you know, because in my mind, I'm still a kid and I'm like, yo, we gonna go on tour and I want to get sick of the songs. It's like, nigga, we ain't touring, we finished. But that's just been planted in my mind. So like some of these albums I haven't listened to, and I'm like listening back to the gray area, like, yo, this album is really fucking good. You know what I mean? And all the albums are really dope. So, you know, again, for, you know, people who want some dope hip hop, definitely tap in because I definitely think if it was anybody else, and I give Vague so much of the props for the discography. He comes up with the album covers, he comes up with the names. of the albums. He comes up with the concepts. So just, really a very dope MC who I feel whose name needs to be mentioned a whole hell lot more. And prayerfully in 2025 with some of the things we got coming up, prayerfully that will happen. So yeah, definitely tap in.
Yeah, maybe I start naming some fucking names. Then we get it. We really get it.
Yeah, we don't need hoodie. We don't need hoodie Vegas back out here.
Right.
Y'all saw the damage Shitty Mello will put in over the summer. You know what I mean? JR, where can they get at you, good brother?
Just gonna check out the R&B Raps on Instagram, on Twitter. Our latest episode is Keeping the Faith. We did with Edward from Soul and Stereo. That was a really fun one, and Elise kind of went in about the drums thing. That's why I had to laugh, because she was like, God, where the hell are the drums?
Yes,
Elise said that throughout the whole episode, and it was funny. But she's back with her, Elise Vinyl joint. She's back with that again. She's actually doing that, and she's doing some special albums and 12 inches that she's finding and all that. So she's putting that all into one. My JR's Motown Life. Wow, it's crazy. People are really loving these episodes, which I'm so appreciative of. The Shop Around joint got over 1,300 views right now. And the latest one is gonna be out, because this come out on Monday. The latest one is gonna be, I did David Ruffin's My Whole World Ended, and I really talked about that for 5 minutes, so you get the behind the scenes and what happened and how this joint became a record and all that good stuff. So check us out on R&B Reps on Instagram, R&B Reps on Twitter, if you're still there. JR's World of Soul on Instagram, Twitter, and what's it called? Blue Sky? Yeah, that. Blue Sky as well. You can go over there. We ain't got an R&B Reps page over there yet, but we gonna get over there. But just everything else is just Instagram and Twitter right now.
All right, no doubt. Neltron, where can I get at you, good brother?
Neltron 8000 on Twitter and Instagram.
All right. Porsche, Porsche being Porsche, she was like, "Fuck this show." I pissed her off with something, so we're back. But you can find her at Share Shay La Porsche on Twitter. And, no, she is on Twitter.
She's still there?
Yeah.
She's still there. Okay.
And Share Shay La Porsche, the whole Blue Sky shit. That should be too long to say. So check her out over there. Send her some love. Talk about how much you love Drake. She loves Drake, so you will definitely have the key to her heart. You will have the key to her.
You ain't right, bro.
You gonna get her blocked, man. You gonna get yourself blocked.
Y'all. She hates Drake. Don't say nothing about Drake. And y'all know what it is. Kill 889 Twitter, IG, Blue Sky. That shit too quiet over there for me. It's like I moved from the hood to the suburbs. It's too peaceful and quiet over there. So, but still starting shit on Twitter. But I will check y'all next week, good peoples.
Peace.